Today in the crypto space, we see the market getting a nice bounce to the upside. Bitcoin right around 85,000. Ethereum right around that $2,000 mark. Very, very critical for Ethereum to break above. And the rest of the crypto space, the altcoins, deep in the green. We have some good bounces. Solana, Sui, BGB, Hype, Ondo, and many others right now looking for some strength to the upside. In today's video, I want to talk about the general market. I want to use Bitcoin as a leading indicator, but more importantly, I want to talk about one project, and that project is called AERODROME. Does AERODROME have the possibility of getting a bounce at the bottom of the range? So you know what? Let's talk about the news, let's analyze the charts, and let's strategize to capitalize. Welcome to the channel. My name is Mike, and let's get right into it, guys. If you're new to the channel, welcome. On the channel, we talk about cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and all the altcoins, looking for opportunity. Whether we go up or down, bearish or bullish, it doesn't matter. All we want to do is stay one step ahead of the market so that we can capitalize on any of the volatility. And if you appreciate the strategy, subscribe to the channel, click the bell so you don't miss out on any of my future videos, including the live streams at 8 p.m. EST, where we talk about crypto news and price action. Guys, if you have any projects you want me to cover here on the channel, feel free to let me know in the comment section below. You can hit me up on the socials. The links are in the description. Better yet, guys, join the Discord. The Discord is where it's at. Lots of good alpha, trade setups, fundamentals, and learning material. The best part is it's absolutely free. All right, guys, let's begin. Let's see what's going on here with the market. Quick recap. What is the market cap doing right now? It's getting a bit of a bounce. Not bad to see. Right around $2.8 trillion, up approximately 3.5%. That's not bad. But what I don't like is that to see the volume's coming down. Market participation is not here. We are not seeing that the market is, happy about this rally up or this move to the upside. Not a lot of volume. This means that it's going to be very hard to sustain, especially as we see prices hit resistance. And Bitcoin right now is looking pretty good because it broke above and officially created a change of character. And we'll talk about all of that statistics and data and market structure in a second. But obviously, at this current moment, if we do not get a sustainable rally, it's all because there's no volume. Without volume, without market participation, it's hard to really start breaking through and making higher highs. This is the reality. So let's see what's going on here. We're getting a lot of relief. I do appreciate the relief. I would say another 5% to the upside today across the market. We have Solana looking pretty good, 9%, but we do know that Solana in general, big picture, has been coming down for a bigger dip than ever expected. So the reality is that, okay, a bit of a bounce is due, but look at the last 30 days, down 31%, guys. So it's a bit of a dip more than expected. And as we do come down, you see about 5%, give or take. Chainlink got a nice bounce after the video yesterday, which was great to see, good TA that actually gets followed through. And then as we continue, we do see a few others that are showing strength, like Sui, 10% to the upside, and many others. But you can see that this could just be the beginning of a local time frame or a smaller time frame reversal. This is what reality is. What a lot of people are currently contending with is those emotions. The emotional scenario of lower time frames showing us a signal, and then expecting it to kind of get follow through on larger time frames. Guys, I obviously hope for that to be the case, to see a daily reversal. A big time reversal where we can start seeing all-time highs and price discovery once again. However, guys, little by little, just keep in mind these fractals are the 1 hour time frame fractals, so we got a little bit of work to do still. We could still dip right back down, get another confirmation low, higher low, and keep on moving to the trend to the upside. That would be absolutely healthy, especially for those of us that have dry powder that want to deploy, guys. So I feel like ultimately the market is not done convincing us that we're ready to rally. Look at Hype is down in the last 30 days, 42%. However, it is up today almost 12%. That's a significant bounce after a significant dip. So the reality is that we're not out of the woods yet, guys. We have a lot of work to do here. I would say Hyperliquid is potentially forming a bottom here, and any signal of a change of character should be considered as a reversal. However, in order to build that confirmation in that change of character at pivot point structure, we need a higher low. That's inevitable. So let's see what kind of bearish response we get, and hold on tight, because when we do get the bearish response and it becomes a higher low, at least you can deploy into an area where you have a bit more confidence that we are pivoting to the upside and maybe trending upwards instead of just trending downwards like we've been for the last little while. As you can see, there are a lot a lot of altcoins currently looking a bit weak, right? This is the reality. A lot of weakness still. However, there are some randoms popping to the upside, like OKB, doing really, really good. And then we have Near Protocol grinding to the upside, slow and steadily, grinding upwards. Aptos, bottom of the range still. This is probably a better scenario, given the fact that it didn't run just yet. And you can easily put a stop loss below. Uniswap, if you're interested in the Ethereum narrative, that could be a good one. You know, there are projects that are kind of doing their own thing. Like we see an exchange token, Gate, doing pretty good today. That's not bad. That's a good indication. And a few pops to the upside across the market is healthy. Gives us an interesting scenario to look forward to, especially when projects have been retracing significantly, like Caspa. Again, another video that I released a couple of days ago talking about Caspa's bottom and potential change of character. It is due for a bottom, and it looks like we're starting to build that evidence. It's up 9% today. So this is the reality, guys. You have to expect that eventually, after such a bearish response, that we are going to get a bullish response. And I think this is what's happening. Look at Sonic. Another good day for Sonic. 13.6% today. You know, congrats if you were able to catch a nice bottom on Sonic, but this is the way it is, guys. We're seeing some good rallies, a nice relief. However, guys, let's be careful because we could come down for confirmation and shake people out, but at the same time, give some people the opportunity to buy the dip. All right, guys, so that's that. That's the general market right now, top 100. Let's jump right into the Bitcoin chart. Guys, I know you're here to talk about charts, so let's begin. Before we talk about AERODROME, let's see what Bitcoin is doing, because Bitcoin obviously is a great leading indicator. If we see strength in Bitcoin, we're going to see strength across the market. Now, I quickly want to just look at the daily, and you can see the daily is not really doing much. Let's talk about this in a little bit more detail. Now, my biggest concern with the daily time frame is that the trend is still our friend, in the sense that we're still making a downtrend. There's no indication of a pivot yet. Yes, we're at critical levels where the change of character should be placed, right? And obviously we have liquidity zones below 72K that's still very viable and very possible, given the fact that we're still in a downtrend. This is clear. There's no doubt about it. However, if you start looking at the action on the lower time frames, like the 4-hour, things starting to look interesting. Is this the bottom? Did we form a little bit of a bottom here? Maybe we start pivoting. Big picture again, just want you to look at the structure. It is still downward sloping, lower lows and lower highs. We broke above the previous high, the local high, to make a higher high, confirmed, closed a 4-hour candle. Now we're opening and potentially going to close another 4-hour candle in about an hour to see another 4-hour candle close above the previous highs, which is great. That means that we're going to confirm a bit of a run to the upside. Now, the question is this a big picture run on the daily, like I showed you, where we're going to start breaking to the upside, or is it just a 4-hour run? The daily's still bearish. The 4-hour is looking good. So that means if you're going to get in on the 4-hour thesis or the 1-hour thesis, because it's also very evident on the 1-hour, you get in on the 1 hour, you get out on the 1 hour. You get in on the 4-hour, you get out on the 4-hour. It's very possible that we see the 4-hour finally get overbought. However, in the meantime, as the 4-hour is still in the chop zone right here, we could still get a pullback, a little bit of a mean reversion right into this level. See the purple and the yellow get back together and then maintain its upwards trend eventually. And this could be caused by a 1-hour dip, right? This orange line and this momentum coming down to here, and then, you know, and momentum coming down a little bit and coming down to this level, and eventually getting a 1-hour dip, allowing us to accumulate a little bit of a lower level before we see the 4-hour continue to the upside. And that way we can buy maybe something like this, a rejection. Now, I'm going to just quickly say it. The way Bitcoin is looking right up here is not a good look. And I know I rarely get on the 15-minute. And the reason why I don't do this is because a lot of you are going to watch this video, and by the time you watch it, it's going to be outdated. So the reality is I try to stay into the daily and the 4-hour and give you the big picture perspective of what to be trading in the next few days. And right now, if Bitcoin doesn't hold above here, I'll just throw it out there. A consolidation above a break like this is not a good look. In fact, it's a sign of weakness. It's very likely that we break back in and maybe come back down to range lows. However, if we maintain this and we stay here and we close a daily candle above it and so on and so forth, it's likely that we continue to the upside. But without volume, look at this volume, what it did. It barely did anything. And it didn't even make a really strong impulsive move to the upside, unfortunately. All right, guys. So just keep in mind, Bitcoin is looking good. The market's looking good. But is this an absolute sign of strength? Not really for me. So take it easy out there, guys. I think we have a lot of time in the next little while to accumulate, especially as we build confirmations of a daily pivot here on the Bitcoin price, because anything could happen here on Bitcoin. And plus, we didn't close the CME gap. So that's still open for possibility to get back up to about 87,000 and maybe even about 90,000. Okay, so I'm looking forward to see what happens in the next couple of days. Now let's jump right into some of these charts. Let's jump right into the AERODROME chart. Now that we see that, you know, Bitcoin's doing okay in the short term, and we know that Bitcoin's doing okay on the 1 hour and the 4 hour. Keeping in mind that the daily still not looking the greatest. Okay, and the daily could still come down for that move. What will happen to AERODROME if Bitcoin starts to come down further? Now, does AERODROME horizontal support where it is right now have enough strength to sustain itself at this level, even if Bitcoin decides to dip? I want to tell you this, guys, it's maybe it won't. The likelihood of that happening is very low. If Bitcoin decides to come to 72,000, guys, AERODROME is going to take a bit of a dip, and it's likely going to fall to a lower level. And that level that I'm thinking about is maybe down here, about 20 cents. The thing is that this is the best opportunity from a risk to reward ratio. You got to think about it. Where are you going to put your stop loss right now? Well, right under here, right around this level. And how are you going to play this game? There's so many trading strategies that you can apply at this level. This is what I call a trading moment. You're at horizontal supports. You're at a level where you can make some good decisions into taking risk, strategic risk, obviously, because we're out here to gamble. And you could expect a bit of a reversal here, even if it looks something like this, with a few shakeouts along the way, because that's usually what happens. You know, market makers love to have fun and hunt liquidity. And we could anticipate that. But ultimately, you know, a swing failure where we do something like this, where we come down, sweep the lows, come back up, back test in spring, is what we want. And this is the greatest moments to take risk, right into this level. However, guys, what about if we get a bounce right now? What about if we don't come down into a swing failure? This is why it's important to start DCAing and building a position as you build confirmations. Guys, the risk to reward ratio here at this level is absolutely great. If you get in right now, you know you can put a stop loss very tight. And if you look at the reward from a risk to reward, let's start looking at where I would be interested in taking profits. Number one, range highs. Guys, range highs is super clear. Let me just get rid of this for a second. Range highs is super clear. As you can see, the price topped up twice at $2.24. What makes you think that we shouldn't be taking profits or getting defensive at that level? 100% you should, especially if you're able to snipe an entry down here, something like that. But you also have to know that this entry at this level is right now, it's the market maker's heaven. So many people are going to be buying into here. So many people are going to be shaking out here because the max pain scenario is so easy to, you know, basically cause some manipulation. And what I would be worried about is that swing failure. However, at the same time, I would also be interested in seeing what if the price gets up here, because I would be happy to take profit. Now, I want to quickly measure what would that look like. Percentage wise, that's a 300% move. Guys, you can easily take half on the double as soon as you double your money right around this level. At $1, take half on the double. Double your money, get out your initial investment off the table, let the rest run, and you will be very happy. Then trail up a stop loss right into here at about $2, right around this level, and see if it continues and starts to break out. But at the current moment, you have to understand your risk to reward ratio is absolutely amazing. Now, I'm going to quickly just put a setup here. In addition, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a Fibonacci so we can look at golden pocket 786. This is a great zone. And if we just like say, you know what, we're going to be modest. This is where we want to really get aggressive. I would take half on the double and then, you know, let it run to this level and maybe take a little bit more or something like that. How you defend your gains is up to you. Obviously, don't let it make a round trip, but take profit, guys. But the stop loss, look at that. You can put it right here and just be done. Yes, it's a 28% dip. I get it, but look at your reward. Just spot. If you think about it, you just got to hold. Yes, if it comes down, $100 will come down to about 70. I get it. But then what about if it comes up to here? You'll basically $100 will turn into 300, which is awesome. And then what about if we actually get a proper season where AERODROME and base and everything does really well? It's very likely that we start to see this thing, you know, break above and get into extension levels, 1.27, 1.618. And this is where you can get into a small trade and just be very patient about it, take a bit of profit to de-risk and hold it. Because if ultimately we get the altcoin season, we get a sustained bull run, this thing is likely to break the previous high. Okay, this is what a lot of us right now in the space are worried about, is what do we do in the next little while, and are we preparing for another run and something that looks like a bull run? Because as of now, the market doesn't look like a bull run, but it could just be a delayed bull run given the political, you know, uncertainty that we have at the current moment across the world. oversold. Okay, so this is the thing. Now, are we completely oversold? Not quite, but we're close. I would like to see a little bit more oversold. So the risk we take right now is to get a little bit more oversold, dropping below the 30 mark a little bit more. We've dropped below it slightly twice, but this is a perfect job. But the rest of it is okay as well. So the reality is it's not bad. You're not buying tops, you're not exit liquidity or none of that. And at the end of the day, you're buying a great horizontal support. And we're getting multiple drives of class A bullish divergence in the trend oscillator while the EMAs are moving up. But you can see the indecision, guys, up and down, very, very indecisive price action. What we want to see is the EMAs get up to this level above the 0 mark. So that way we can be in the bullish control zone, and potentially after expansions to the downside, we can start seeing expansions to the upside where we start to see nice green price action and obviously see our portfolios do well. So entries matter, guys. Entries matter. And at this current moment, what I'm saying is entries right now are the ones that are going to eventually pay off, because there's so much uncertainty right now and so much fear that if you buy here and we get that recovery, you have a lot of options. And if we do come down for that swing failure, guys, be prepared to either exit and, you know, minimize those losses, or even prepare for that swing failure, because I can see that happening. I can see market makers wanting to hunt liquidities, all those stop losses, stop hunts down here, and then eventually get them triggered where we get volume back in, and then we see a bunch of sell pressure and buy pressure at the same time, obviously, and then coming back in and then back testing and springing where we can get into a great entry with very little risk, which is down here, again, putting a stop loss below. Guys, this is the way you have to do it, because there's no certainties right now. We don't know if the market's going to be recovering, but a lot of these altcoins are desperately looking for horizontal support at the current moment. All right, guys, if I've offered you any value in this video, do the channel a massive favor. Slap the like button. It does really help out with the algorithm. If you want to follow me on the socials, the links are in the description. Better yet, guys, join the Discord. The Discord is where it's at. Lots of good alpha, trade setups, fundamentals, and learning material. The best part is it's absolutely free. Guys, see you tonight at 8 p.m. EST, where we talk about crypto news and price action. Take care, have a good one, and don't forget, buy the dip.